Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Annie Z with What If Naruto Was Banished and Had the Boosted Gear Part 1. Let's get started. Demon monster, I hope you die for your sins. Go to hell, shouted the villagers. Naruto Uzumaki, you are banished for harming Sasuke Uchiha and will now be killed on sight if you ever step back in this village, said Tsunade. You demon, I never cared for you. All I wanted to do is add your bloodline to the Hyugas, Hinata said, as Hanabi started to laugh. I mean not Hanabi, as Hisashi started to laugh. You hurt my Sasuke-kun. I hope you die, said one trash aka Sakura Harano. You're a failure and a worthless piece of shit. Trash, said Kakashi Hatake. Why did I train a demon like you? You could never hope to achieve peace. I hope you rot in hell, said Dry the Toad Bitch. That was all Naruto heard as he was being dragged across the floor of the village as the citizens were throwing stuff at him before the shinobi took him to the Valley of End and threw him out. He was badly damaged, blood still leaking from his Chidori wound as the red chakra seeped out, healing him. Naruto let out a scream as his vision blackened. A pair of eyes opened up from having a nightmare of his past. His body was covered in sweat. Naruto didn't have any good dreams of his past, only nightmares. This was an 18-year-old Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, the former shinobi of the Hidden Leaf village. Naruto rubbed the sweat off his body as he tried his best to forget about the dream he had just had. Naruto-kun, why are you up this early? Spoke an angelic voice that seemed tired. Naruto turned to see it was his crimson-haired princess. This was none other than Rias Gremory, his girlfriend and master. Naruto saved her from that loser Phoenix and the two had fallen in love. Nothing, Rias-chan, just had a dream, Naruto says as he took some breaths to get over his past which has given him PTSD. It took time for Naruto to trust anyone, but Rias was the first to break his shell that he had formed around his heart, which made it so Rias allowed Naruto to trust and love again, which is why no matter what happens, Rias would always be the person he will protect and love, as well as his other girls. Rias frowned as she saw her lover sweating from another PTSD attack because of that stupid village from the past. She really wanted to go there and annihilate that village, but unfortunately it was impossible to get to currently. Another nightmare again, Naruto-kun? Rias says as she hugged him, as he stopped breathing. The two devils embraced each other. Yeah, it was another nightmare, he said. Naruto-kun, you know today is that day, the day you were banished by those stupid monsters and betrayed by your past, Rias says. Naruto knew what Rias was talking about. She and the other girls in his harem knew about his past. Naruto smiled knowing how much she cared about him, and he cupped her chin and looked into her eyes. I know what day it is today, but honestly I don't care if that happened, because if it didn't happen, I would not have met you. I'm happy, more happy than I ever was with the villagers. I'm happy with my current life and I love you very much, Naruto says as the two kissed each other and embraced each other. As they both went to sleep, Rias having her arms around Naruto protectively. So it was now morning. Naruto got up and had a shower and cooked for the rest of his harem. Today was his turn for cooking. Naruto then started to remember how he had arrived to this land, aka Japan. This land known as Japan is his dreamland, a place where he was safe from those monsters that plagued his past. It started after Naruto had used excessive force against Sasuke and got banished, according to Tsunade. Naruto had travelled the elemental nations looking for a purpose when he stumbled upon Whirlpool, his home village. Naruto over there had discovered many things that broke him, like the person he saw as a grandfather, aka Ruzen Sarutobi, had allowed his family line to die to get the 9 toes in the Leaf village. That's right, that old monkey allowed the Uzumaki clan to be wiped out because he wanted his family's power for the stupid village. Naruto had read some of the scrolls of the Uzumakis before he touched the scroll and his eyes started to burn as he was granted a unnamed dojutsu made by the Uzumakis. He still doesn't know what it does, apart from the fact that he was able to extract every information from a scroll just by looking at it without needing to read or open it. He for some reason can choose how the eyes looked, so for some reason his body wanted it to look like a dragon, like it was his destiny to be a dragon or something, but Naruto didn't know that yet. But that wasn't all he discovered. He discovered an old scroll with a seal on it that could send the Uzumaki far away from this land. Naruto theorized that that's how most of the Uzumaki survived and escaped the 3 villages attack, or the 4 village. Right now he only liked the Sand village because they was not involved in the attack. However, he needed a sacrifice with enough power for Biju, Naruto was about to walk away, not wanting to risk his only friend, when the Nine-Tails or Kurama had told him he has come to see Naruto as his best friend and is willing to kill himself to protect Naruto. Naruto argued against this, but in the end Naruto was sad. His only friend had sacrificed himself to get him away from the Leaf Village by saying that even if Naruto stays here, the Leaf Village will come for him someday, and when they do, they will either force Kurama out of him into an unwilling vessel or put a seal that will control him, and Kurama would not allow any of this to happen to his best friend. Naruto had asked Kurama why he cared. Kurama replied, well, when Kurama was in Krishna and when she was giving birth, Kurama had also developed parental instincts towards Naruto. Naruto was frozen, but Kurama took this time to use his chakra to influence Naruto and the seal, sending Naruto far away as Kurama made the ultimate sacrifice for the sake of his loved ones. In a blinding flash of light, Kurama disappeared, saving the only human he ever cared about other than the Sage of Six Paths, who was half human. Kurama also changed Naruto's body, making him capable of holding something even stronger than himself. As Naruto had landed on Issei's house when he was flung away using the seal, Naruto had accidentally and unwillingly killed Issei and his family as the remains of Kurama's chakra blew up the house. As Naruto's body tried to get something to replace Kurama to allow it to survive, which Naruto's body responded by sucking D-Drake into Naruto's body, making him the next Red Dragon Emperor. Since D-Drake was asleep during this time and had not awoken because he did not feel that much power, D-Drake was none the wiser of his host change and did not know that Issei was meant to be a host, not Naruto. So, right now and forever, he would consider Naruto his host. Naruto's body had removed the remains of the 8 trigram seal, as the sacred gear wielder did not need that. Later on in his life, Naruto was forced to join a school by the police when they found out that he was an orphan that had not gone to school, since Elemental Nation Shinobi Academy did not have any power over here. He joined a school called Kuno, where he had met Rias and became her only pawn, which meant he had all 8 pieces, 6 mutated and 2 normal ones. He had fought many enemies of the Gremory clan, learning that he was the next Red Dragon Emperor. Naruto had met D-Drake, and the dragon had come to see Naruto as his own hatchling or son, and will help and destroy all who oppose him. Naruto became a dragon by letting D-Drake transform him into a dragon so he can beat Riser at the rating game, which gave him many abilities. He had brought peace to not just the 3 factions, but most of the factions, gaining a harem of loyal girls in the process and becoming a high-class devil with a peerage of his own. He had enjoyed his new life and he wouldn't trade it for the world. He trains and fights a lot with his friends and rivals. Finally, he had brought an era of peace, maybe not to the Shinobi world, but to the DxD world. He was finally in a comfortable position and he would never trade it for being Hokage. Good morning, Naruto-kun, Akeno says as Naruto was pulled into her arms as arms came from behind him and wrapped him into a hug, as Akeno rubbed her cheeks against Naruto's cheeks. So you're awake, Akeno-chan. Are the others awake as well? Naruto asked. Yeah, and they should be downstairs soon. But I'm jealous we just got to sleep with you. I wanted to, she says as Naruto puts out the plate as Akeno was pouting. I understand, I'll make it up to you and the other girls with dates, Naruto says. Really? Akeno says as her face glows up and she smiles, giving a cute smile. Yep, and I'm free from my devil work today, so I can spend time with you and the girls, Akeno-chan, Naruto says, rubbing her face with his fingers. I love you, my Dragon Emperor, Akeno says. I love you too, my Angel of Light, Naruto says as they both kissed and Naruto started to moan. Soon the rest of the girls showed up as they started talking about the date when Naruto told them and what they will do today. Rias had a peerage from Canon, while Naruto's peerage was his queen, Moka Akashiya, a vampire that was Gaspar's friend, and Naruto also had 2 bishops, one of which was a former stray and member of the Chaos Brigade, Kuroka Toujou. The other was Orahaim, a former Shinigami, who was the best at healing. Naruto had 1 rook currently. The first was Android 18, a test subject of a mad scientist who managed to give Android 18 infinite ki and magic. He still needed a second one. He had 2 knights who were Urza Scarlet from a magic guild that was destroyed called Fairy Tail, and Asuna Yuki, a survivor of the SAO project that managed to keep her abilities that she had in the game, but was attacked out of jealousy by her friends because they never got abilities. she was also going to be tested on before the Gremory clan saved her, or Gremory company saved her, taking her into their custody because Naruto had made her his knight. He only has 2 pawns right now, which was Rainbow Phoenix and grayfia lucifage, who isn't married to Sazek's in this. He had 2 familiars, first of which was Tiamat, the Dragon Queen, and the second was Fenrir, who joined him after seeing his past and after Naruto had helped him. Naruto-kun, do you have any jobs today? Rias says. By jobs she meant devil jobs. Nope, I'm free for the day, so I'm spending today with the you girls, Naruto says. Who's first? Rias says as she leans onto Naruto's right shoulder. It's me, Akeno says as she leans into his left shoulder as she rubs his cheek against her. This caused both Rias and Akeno to glare at each other, which the other girls joined in. And in a few seconds the whole house was covered in sparks coming from glares. Enough! You all will do rock, paper, scissors to see who gets to go first. Now stop fighting, we don't want to ruin the day like we did last time. As the girls remembered how they ruined a perfectly good day when Naruto was free. The winner of the round so that they can decide who was first was Rias. Then the second one was Akeno. The others were still fighting to see, or still playing rock, paper, scissors to see who will get the next round, or who go with Naruto on the date after Rias and Akeno. Yes, I win. So Naruto-kun, where are we going? Rias says. Naruto looks at the girls and then looked at the girl who took his first kiss. It's a secret, my crimson rose, Naruto says. This time Kiba fell on Sasuke and kissed him instead of Naruto. So Naruto's first kiss wasn't stolen by that bastard of a rapist Sasuke. Not even for me, Naruto-kun, Akeno says, rubbing her cheeks against Naruto, her cheeks on her face, not the other cheeks. Nope, Akeno-chan, you need to wait, Naruto says, which caused her to pout. Naruto looked at the time and panicked. Yuto, you need to pick up Tsubaki for your date, Naruto reminds him as Yuto thanks him. Yuto was Naruto's best friend and replaced the Uchiha bastard as the best friend. He was kind, loyal, and killed those who hurt his friend. He had had a tragic past similar to Naruto's, of people using kids as a sacrifice to kill demons. Both Yuto and Naruto despised people like that, which made Yuto hate the Leaf Village even more than ever. In fact, Naruto and Yuto had killed many evil men that tried to use children to slay demons, as they put it. The girls then started to talk about Kiba about his date with Tsubaki Shirona, Sonosutri's queen. Naruto smiled as he prepared for his date with Rias in an unnamed place. So this is where the brat escaped to. No matter, he will return and fight for us. No matter what, he once said, the white-haired pervert, curving on some girls. As other ninjas followed, they all had a leaf headband on them. We now see Rias and Naruto walking around the town. Naruto was carrying bags. Rias was wearing pink shirts, blue jeans, and black high heels. All of a sudden, a yellow blur rushed into Naruto, making him fall over before Rias could warn him. Naruto found himself being hugged by a little girl that looked like a 9-tailed fox. This was Kuno, a 9-tailed fox and daughter of Naruto and Yasaka. She was accidentally conceived in a drunk night with no protection, but Naruto and Yasaka didn't want to abort her, so they kept her. 9-tails age differently from other races. They grow a lot quicker than most other races, but when they reach a certain age, they start growing up normally. Kuno, did you miss me? Naruto says. Yes, Papa, I did. Mom promised we would visit you today, and hopefully more often, Kuno said, as Naruto patted his daughter on her head. As Rias smiled, she was a little jealous at Yasaka for having a daughter with Naruto. She always wanted her own daughter with Naruto, but they were still in school. Naruto and Rias spotted somebody running towards them. This was a more mature version of Kuno. This was Yasaka, one of Naruto's girlfriend and the mother of Kuno. Kuno, I know you're happy to see Naruto, the father, but you need to not leave me next time. What if someone took you? What if you got lost? And also, don't dirty your kimono, Yasaka says as Kuno nodded sadly. But I really want you to see Papa, Mommy. I missed him so much, I want to move in, Kuno says. I know you missed me. I know you miss me, Kuno, but listen to your mommy, okay? She's only trying to do good for you, and I'll spend time with you, Naruto says. Okay, Papa. Yep, and I see you and Rias are doing some shopping. Mind if we tag along? Yasaka asked. Rias was a little upset, but got happy when she saw Naruto and Kuno playing. It was so cute. I see no harm in that, Yasaka-chan. As long as Naruto agrees, Rias says. Yep, I'm fine with it. Let's take Kuno to the playground to play, Naruto says, as his childish side came out when he was with Kuno. As Rias laughed at the cuteness, and so did Yasaka. Thanks, Rias, Naruto and Yasaka says. So they continued the day with Naruto talking to all of them and taking them shopping, buying a PS5 for Kuno, which I'm kind of jealous because I don't have yet. But okay. On a tree, a toad was looking as the toad hid in the shadows, watching the group play like a stalker. This was Gamakichi as he dispelled himself. Naruto, do you see that toad? Rias says. I did, and there's only one person that has that toad summoning in particular. I have a feeling we're going to be having guests, some unwanted guests soon, Naruto says. All of the girls knew Naruto's past. Kuno didn't know, but she could tell they were bad meanies who had hurt her papa when he was young, so she hated them. So much for the family moment, Yasaka says. Yes, today's going to be filled with headaches, Naruto says as they rushed home. Naruto-kun, are you okay? Why are you home early? Before Naruto can speak, Fenrir growled at the door as everybody sent several chakra signatures at the door. Where are the rest of the girls, Naruto says, not seeing all of them. They've gone out shopping and they're getting ready for the date with you, Naruto, grayfia says. Good, I'd rather not have anybody else here. It's already packed enough now. Is that them, the leaf ninjas you told us about? Yasaka asked. Yes. Now take Kuno upstairs and hide and protect her. I know you can handle yourselves, but you need to protect Kuno. We'll deal with the trash, Naruto says. Naruto didn't want the monsters to learn about Kuno being his daughter. They will never touch a hair on her body, because if they did, Naruto would sooner destroy the elemental nations than let that happen. Fenrir was about to go and attack them, but was held back by Tiamat. We'll wait for them. Naruto needs to show them he's not weak, Tiamat says, as the wolf agreed. Soon the door was blasted open as it was kicked down by the ninjas. As soon as Naruto removed the barriers, as the shinobis entered, this was Kakashi the Bastard, Dry the Toad Witch, Asuma, Kurenai, Sasuke, Sakura, Neji, Rock Lee, Tenten, Ino, Shikamaru, Chouji. What do you leaf bastards want, Naruto says. Jiraiya stumbled at Naruto's anger, as did everyone else. They were not expecting this kind of anger and rage from him. And they were not expecting Naruto to act like a hardened warrior who would kill anyone if they made the wrong move. Now, Naruto, that's not how you talk to your godfather and your comrades, Jiraiya says. Last time I checked, I had no godfather, and I have no comrades. Tell me, why are you here? Naruto says. No, Naruto, that's not how you talk to your comrades, Kakashi says. Since when was Naruto-kun your comrades? Last time I checked, he was banished from your village for excessive force, Rias says, unleashing her power of destruction. Hey bitch, stay out of this. This is between the dead lost and I, and our village, so stay out of our noble affairs, Sasuke says. Rias unleashed demonic power, making them shit themselves. You don't deserve to be nobles. You made my big brother look like a saint, Bravo says, saying that Raiza was a saint compared to Sasuke, which I personally agree with. I agree with Firebird, Konoko says. And why should we listen to flat girls? Kiba barked out. Be careful what you say, you son of a bitch. I mean, look at Sume, she is a bitch. And you did fuck a dog, so... I mean, your mom did fuck a dog to create you, so... You are a bitch, Naruto says. And by the way, you're on thin ice. And threatening my girls is making it even thinner, Naruto says, as draconic energy started to form. Jiraiya was absolutely terrified at Naruto's attitude. Naruto was a sweet gullible tool, and now he's like a dragon ready to deliver vengeance. Now answer my question, Naruto yells. We found you following the Nine-Tails chakra. It's our mission to bring you home, Jiraiya says with fear. What home? That backwater village isn't my home. I'm banished, so I'm not going to that stupid village. So fuck off, you pervert. You can go and jump off a Hokage monument, Naruto says. Naruto, your banishment is lifted. You can be Hokage, Kakashi says. Naruto laughs. Who wants to lead a village full of weaklings and monsters like you? Obviously you discovered how much you need me, but I don't need you anymore. So fuck off. Also, Kurama the Nine-Tails died, so I'm not your asset anymore. So just go and die, you one-eyed freak, Naruto says. Listen, you demonic freak. You are our weapon, and now dump the horse and return to the village like the slave you are and fight for us, Kakashi says. Before they could say anything, they heard boosted gear as a red gauntlet appeared on Naruto's hand. As Naruto and Girl started releasing magical energy as all of them dropped to their knees. Well, not Naruto and Girls, only the leaf shinobis dropped to their knees. Guys, that's all for today. Peace. But guys, that's all for today. Catch us next time as Naruto defeats Sasuke. Guys, that's all for today. Catch us next time as Naruto defeats Kakashi and Sasuke.